Blaze.
Can't afford you, but still it pours up lavishly upon you. It makes His glory shine so bright upon you. I will be content, cause I know you would never fail me. Even when my knees are shaking, even when my heart is bleeding. Oh, valley, when I walk in the midst of the valley, my life's in the hands of my daddy. I'm already loved, I'm already chosen. Yeah. So for this life I know the goal, no. I know this all. Cause my joy when I'm my party. It's a man I need go. You are. You my provider. Yeah, you my provider. You are. You my provider. You my provider. Yeah. I will be content in every circumstance. Yeah. Jehovah Jireh. You give me peace, you give me purpose, my provider. And when my enemies surround me, got me tied up. When they throw me in the pit inside the fire, you are my God and my King and my Father. Light to my path in the darkness, hope in my heart when they heartless. Father, you reach out and caught us. You're the lover of my soul, love is flawless. They don't understand my God is keeping me high, I know they go low. Cause me, I know they solo. Cause my joy when I'm my body. It's a man I need go.
Hello, overcomers. Welcome in, everyone. I'm so happy to see each and every one of you on tonight. It's an honor to be back here for Resilience Talks with myself, Octavia, the Overcomer. I see so many people on tonight, which is amazing. I'm grateful for those who have been sticking with me since the beginning of time, since we've been doing this since February, March, right? We've been doing this for a really long time. We've been getting on here consistently and just encouraging each other. This is a family. Each and every one of us have overcome something. And so my goal, my job is to help us to continue to grow, to continue to overcome, and continue to do all the things that God wants us to do. So I'm just going to jump right in tonight, y'all. I am not going to hold y'all up. Before we start, I always do a roll call for those who are here. It's just something that I love to do to acknowledge each and every one of you who are here. And obviously, y'all, real quick, just a disclaimer, if it cuts off, if y'all can't hear me, please let me know in the chat so that I can try to fix whatever connection or whatever it is that's going on. These past few weeks have been just a tad bit crazy with the Wi-Fi connection, all this stuff. So let me know if y'all can't hear me. But again, thank you all for getting on tonight. For those of you who have been rocking with me, welcome in. For those of you who are new, it is amazing to see different faces, different names up here. I see y'all pictures and and so I'm looking. But let's get right in. Let's do a roll call real quick. Isaiah J. Taylor, hello, welcome in. You're new, and it's so good to see you. Priscilla, it's so good to see you. I think this is your first time in the chat as well. Tamara, hey, Bookie. Hey, my girl. It's so good to see you. And if you're in the chat tonight, feel free to put your name. I love acknowledging everyone who comes in because I think it's special that you guys even decide to get on and come chat with me for a little bit. So thank you guys. Hey, Padre, welcome in. Welcome in, Padre. All right. So for those of you who don't know, if you're new here, I usually do like some sort of icebreaker just to get us all talking, right? The holidays are coming up. So I want to know, what's your favorite part about the holidays? Do you guys have any plans? Do you have any traditions? I believe Thanksgiving is what, 2 weeks away? Or I'm lying, it's next week. Thanksgiving is next week. For those who celebrate the holiday, what are you guys doing? Do you have traditions? Are you going to be with your families? Are any of you cooking? Because if you are, send me some. Family gathering. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you guys feel free to put in the chat. This is an interactive kind of live. So if you're shy, don't worry about it. We're all family. No one's judging you. So feel free to comment in there. So this year for Thanksgiving, I'm having a family gathering. I'll be with my family. And this is the first time I'll be with them in a couple of years because I was in Atlanta. And so I'm finally back home. And so I'm excited to get to see my family and be with them on Thanksgiving. And so I am helping to prep some stuff. I don't like to cook for other people. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I definitely don't like it. However, I'm doing it this year. I'm going to be prepping some stuff. So I'm pretty much the organizer in my family, if that makes sense. So I'm organizing all the events and, from Thanksgiving leading up to Christmas. I think I'm like, because I'm just getting back with my family, I'm like, I want to plan everything. And I love Christmas. Christmas is like my favorite holiday. And so, and if you live in the New York area, New Jersey area, you know that Christmas is a big deal in the city with all the lights and all the festivities. And so I'm kind of planning all of that. Like I want to do an ugly Christmas sweater contest, a gingerbread baking contest, just so many things. And so I'm excited about the holiday season. But I do want to acknowledge those who are maybe struggling during this holiday season. I find that a lot of people, they're sad or they're just not themselves, especially with the weather changing and, time went back. And so it's darker earlier. And so our moods are like up and down during this time. But I do want to acknowledge you and let you know that you are not alone. And if you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. So there is that. I'll be going to church and also spending time with family for dinner. That's amazing. I didn't know that church was open on Thanksgiving. So that's amazing. I'm actually really excited for you. Are you cooking, Tamara? Are you cooking at all? Where the cooks at? Nobody said they were cooking. Where are the cooks? I need y'all. I need y'all. Where are the cooks at? Are you cooking, Tamara, or are you just going to dinner? I know a lot of people are like, nah, not in this economy. People ain't cooking. No, not this year. Yeah, I figured. A lot of people aren't cooking this year. It's actually pretty insane that, because of the state of the world, a lot of people aren't having these big family gatherings like normally. And it's unfortunate, but you know what? We move and we get through it. Um, but yeah, all right. So let's jump right into our lesson for tonight. And honestly, it's not so much a lesson as it is just us having conversation. And so I will probably ask you questions throughout this. Feel free to jump in the chat and talk. Feel free to, comment and interact with everyone that's here. Please do not be afraid. Again, we are a family. All right. So we are in the fourth quarter of this year. We've been talking about that. That's been our theme for the past few weeks, right? Talking about the fourth quarter. And what is the fourth quarter for those of you who haven't been here? The fourth quarter is like a basketball game, right? It's the end of a thing, right? It's those last few minutes or those last few months of the year. And typically in the fourth quarter, we find that we are the most aggressive, we are the most defensive, we are, going through the most trials and tribulations. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I could feel the heat from these last few months. I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling it. And truth be told, I came into this year holding on to a lot of things from past years. Right, I came into this new year, into 2025, holding on to the past, and if we're being honest, I know that it's been the same for a lot of you, holding on to things that we should have let go in 2024, right? I made my goals. I did. I wrote down some goals and I wrote down things that I wanted to accomplish, and yet and still I felt hopeless, right? I felt like, God, why did I have to go through all this stuff, right? Why is it that I feel hopeless? The beginning of 2025, I was still holding on to a lot of things. I was still carrying, the grief that I hadn't really dealt with from my mom and my stepfather, and that was in the 2023, and yet and still I was still carrying that. Hey Drea, hey Bookie. And yet and still I was carrying that with me into 2025. I was carrying a failed relationship into 2025, right? I was carrying failed friendships into 2025. And I often wondered, well, God, I'm still struggling. I'm trying to make these goals and I'm trying to, have some hope that this year will be different than the last few years. And yet and still it felt like I was in the fire alone, right? It felt like I was going through it and I was struggling and God was nowhere in sight. And I know that a lot of you have felt the same way. And if that is you can put it in the chat. It's me, because I know a lot of times from the beginning of this year, a lot of us have been struggling. And I don't think it's just relative to me or to you, but just worldwide, we've all been struggling this year. Like, this year has been a really difficult year for a lot of people. And again, it felt like I was walking in this fire by myself, but yet God was there. It almost felt like it almost felt blurry, right? When I think about the beginning of the year and even a few months ago, everything feels blurry. In some sense, it felt like I lost my sight along the way, right? I lost my sight. However, I didn't lose my vision. So I may have lost my sight, but I didn't lose my vision. And a lot of us are like that, right? We feel like because of all the things that are in our faces blocking us from seeing what God has for us, right? And so a lot of times, literally what we can see, right? That's our sight. It's literally our physical eyes, what we see in front of us, right? It looks like our reality, what's around us. That's what our sight is. But our vision is something totally different. Vision is a thing that God has given you. And so, although in the beginning of this year, I felt like I lost my sight because reality was in my face. And the reality was I didn't have hope for this year. The reality was I was depressed, right? Reality was I had a lot of anxiety at the beginning of this year and even throughout this year, weaving in and out of that. So I lost my sight and I didn't know my way. It felt like I didn't know my way. However, I still had my vision. And what was my vision? That I knew what my purpose was because God had already revealed that to me. And a lot of times, a lot of us know what our vision is, but because reality is right there, we tend to lean on the sight that we've been given. We tend to lean on what's in front of us, right? We tend to lean on the problems. Oh my gosh, I'm going through so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so hurt. Oh my gosh, I'm so broken. Oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore, right? We lean on those things, right? And we focus on those things. Okay, well, how do I fix my problem? What do I need to do? Anxious because we're not equipped to handle all of that on our own, right? We're not equipped to handle all of our problems on our own. And so we focus on our sight. Really, God is asking us to focus on our vision. It says in the Bible, we walk by faith and not by sight, right? And so while things may look dark and while things may look bleak for us at this time, or even in the beginning of this year, or for the entirety of this year, right? While things may look bleak, while things may look dark and, even unfair, right? It may even look like it's unfair, like why all of this stuff is happening to you. Even though that is the case, God has still placed a purpose inside of you and he's also giving you vision. And so this year, that's why I was able to birth Resilience Talks, because although it was dark for me, I knew that if I could encourage someone else, you guys would be able to encourage me. Right. And all this year, while I've been struggling, even now, while I'm going through it, right? I'm going through a lot of transitions in my life. This whole year has been a lot of transitions, right? Even now, while I'm going through it, I'm still able to get up here and talk to you guys and encourage you guys because you are all an encouragement to me. And so I had this vision. And so I'm acting on this vision. And a lot of us, I've seen a lot of you in this chat who have been acting out that vision, even though reality tells you that you can't do it, even though reality tells you that you should give up, even though reality tells you that you are not worthy enough, even though reality tells you that you're not good enough, right? That you're not qualified, you're not smart enough, right? This is what reality is telling us. And when we look at social media, even though that's not reality, but we treat it as such, we start to compare ourselves to what other people are doing when really and truly we're not meant to compare ourselves to anyone because we are one of one. So there's no way we can compete with other people, but we tend to do that. We tend to compare ourselves to what other people are doing. And so the reality may be, well, the market is saturated. They don't need another hairstylist. They don't need another musician. They don't need another rapper. They don't need another creative, right? We don't need this anymore because the market is oversaturated. And that's what reality might be telling us. But because you are unique and because you are designed specifically by God and you have this rareness to you, right? You're bringing something different to the game. And so vision would tell you, even though reality says you need to stop and you need to quit because you're not good enough, vision says, I have God on my side and I am good enough. He's already given me more than enough. Everything inside of me, I'm capable of doing. I'm capable of accomplishing, right? Because I have everything I need already inside of me. I've already been equipped. And so a lot of times vision will tell us, well, I'm still going to keep going, even though my reality hasn't changed. And guess what? We can change our own realities, right? By the way we think. Tonight, our topic is talking about perspective, right? Finding purpose in our process. And what is purpose? The purpose is the why, right? Why are we doing the things that we're doing? What and why are we doing what we're doing, right? Why are you a hairstylist? Why are you a business why are you a business person? Why are you, a banker? Why are you following your dreams, right? That's your purpose. And then your process is how you get there, right? And a lot of times process doesn't feel good because process forces you into a fire, right? And guess what? When you go through a fire, you get burned a lot of times. And so process doesn't always feel good, right? We talk about, oh yes, I'm going through my process. I'm going through my journey. It's the same thing, right? I'm going through my healing journey. I'm going through my process. And, we make it seem as if it's this beautiful thing. And it is the results are, right? Usually the results of that is beautiful. However, the process itself, going through it, may be hard because guess what? You have to be stripped of all the things that don't serve you anymore. You have to be stripped so that you can go to the next level and become the person that you're supposed to be. And so when it comes to that stripping, it hurts. It hurts when you start losing friendships, right? Friendships that you've invested in, relationships that you've invested in, ideas, gifts, talents, people that you've invested in, it hurts. Right? It's not some walk in the park like we make it seem. It's not some, dilly dally, lolly. Like it's not this beautiful thing. It actually hurts us, right? And we talk about this all the time when it comes to God and fire, right? It's the pruning. That's him stripping away all the things that we don't need. A lot of us has been carrying weight that does not even belong to us. A lot of us have been carrying weight that we should have let go years ago. Can I be honest? It's me. I've been carrying weight that I should have let go a long time ago, right? I've been carrying it and it made me heavy, right? It made me heavy. And so that changed my perspective. But once I realized that I didn't have to carry this weight, it's like I can begin to give it back to God, right? Because I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to carry all this weight. I got enough weight, okay? I got enough weight I'm carrying. I don't need more. All right. So that's what vision says. That's what God says, right? Our perspective should be, okay, how do I turn this pain into purpose? How do I see that what I'm going through right now is a direct correlation of what God is preparing me to become or who God is preparing me to become, right? How do I see it as that? How do I see the good in all of this while I'm going through my process and while I'm hurting and while it feels like I'm not progressing in the way that I should, why it feels like I'm not moving as fast as I should, why it feels like it's roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, right? How do I find the good in this? What is the lesson in all of this? And a lot of times the lesson is I just need you to trust me. God is like, I just need you to trust me. I'm going to get you there. I hold on to this verse, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And so when I'm going through my process, even now, right, going through all that I'm going through, I understand that this is going to be for my good in the long run. Right now, it doesn't feel like it because I'm ready to punch a wall or body slam somebody, right? I'm ready I'm ready to crash out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to crash out. But I also understand that how I handle myself in the fire is how it determines, right, what my next level will look like. It determines on whether or not I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm becoming who I'm supposed to become. A lot. And I know we talk about, oh, well, I'm going through, God is testing me. Really and truly, I don't know if God is testing you for real, right? But it may just be a test, right? It may just be, can you show yourself that you're not in the same place you was before, right? That you're not reacting in the same way that you were before. You're not crashing out on everybody like you was before. You're not, doing unhealthy communication or trying to hold on to things, right? Being bitter, right? You're not the same person that you were. And so a lot of times the process is to get you from point A to point B. And it doesn't necessarily feel great, but it's for your good. I hold on to that verse. And so when we're talking about finding perspective, right, and finding purpose in our process, hold on to the idea that nothing you're going through is to break you. Nothing you're going through is to harm you. Nothing you're going through is to beat you down. Nothing you're going through is even designed to make you quit, right? Because a lot of times we think that when we're going through, it's like, dang, I want to quit because it's rough, right? I want to quit, but it's not designed to make you quit, right? We talk about, it's building your resilience, right? It's building you. And it may not feel like it, but guess what? When you're building something, you have to stack things on top of each other, right? And it becomes heavy. And so a lot of times it may hurt and it may not feel great. But the beauty is that you'll be stronger and you'll be better for it by the end of the process when you come through it. And so how do we fix our perspective? First and foremost, right, we need to acknowledge it. Acknowledge what is the truth and what is a lie. What is the truth of a situation, right? You are the head and not the tail. You're the lender and not the borrower. You have more than enough. You're more than capable of doing all the things that you want to do. Some of us have given up on our dreams. Some of us have given up on our goals because of life, because things got too hard, right? Because there were too many roadblocks. A lot of us have given up on the things that we've wanted to do. Even this year, we've given up. Even now, we're actively working towards our goals, right? Because shoot, why? Why should I? Why should I? Life sucks right now, right? A lot of us are going through that phase of life sucks. But here's the thing. If you don't actively work at it, you'll never change your reality. You'll never get your sight back, right? It'll always be dark for you. Lean on the vision that God has given you. So learn to differentiate between what is a lie and what is the truth. What are the lies that you're telling yourself, right? What are the lies that you are believing, and why? Why are you believing those lies about yourself, right? A lot of us really internalize the fact that I'm not good enough, right? How many times have we thought that, even subconsciously, I'm not good enough, or oh, I can't do that because people won't believe me. People already think I'm dumb, so why I can't do that, you know? I can't do this because I don't have the education. I can't get this job because I don't have the right qualifications. You better get your faith up, right? Get your faith up, because really and truly you can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens you. You can do all things. You're capable of all things. But you have to get out your own way. You got to differentiate between what is the truth and what is the lie. And why are you holding on to the lies that you've told yourself, the lies that even people have told you? Because people will try to put their own stuff on you, right? Their own insecurities, their own demons on you, and make it seem like you are the problem, and make it seem like you can't do anything right. Right? People will do that. And so you've taken that on, but why are you believing a lie? And a lot of times we know that it's a lie, and still we internalize it. But I dare you to internalize the truth, right? You're an imperfect person working to get to where you want to be. You're going through your process. And yet it's tough, and you may not handle every situation, I guess the correct way, but you're working on yourself. You're constantly growing, you're constantly evolving. So what is the truth? And then the next thing really is to be grateful in all things, right? Be grateful for where you are, because a lot of us are already living in answered prayers. A lot of us have already been praying for this. A lot of us have already been putting things in the atmosphere, and we're currently living in answered prayers. And so if you were able to get this far, why would you stop now? Why would you stop now? It's just getting good, right? It is just now getting good. And there's so much more in store for you. And so be grateful in where you are, even on the days where you literally want to pull your hair out, even on the days where you're crying your eyes out. I'm even grateful that I have the ability to cry. I have the ability to feel, right? I have the ability to feel something. I'm not numb, right? I'm grateful for even those days, because those hard days are character building, right? Those hard days really do build character. And so I encourage each and every one of you, including myself, because this is for me too, right? I'm encouraging all of us to fix our crowns, fix our perspectives, and lean on what the truth is. You are more than a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. What are you? You're an overcomer. You have resilience that's already inside of you. And so even though you're going through a storm, you can handle it. You got the biggest overcomer of them all on your side. You got God on your side. And then you have a community of people. I know some of you may be new here, but look, we are fighting with you. We are loving on you. We're praying for you. We're encouraging you too. You have a community of people who want to see you do well. And so I encourage each and every one of you to find the purpose in your process, right? Find the purpose in your process. And I dare say, find the purpose in your pain. Because a lot of us are struggling. A lot of us are going through stuff, right? Trials and tribulations, heartache, right? Brokenness, numbness, desperation, depression, anxiety. A lot of us are going through all these different things. And instead of sitting silently in that, use your community of people. And your community may be one or two people, and that is okay. Use them. Don't sit in that alone. Because when you do, it makes it so much easier for those inner voices to tell you the lies. And it makes it easier for you to start to believe those lies. So you may be walking through fire, but you're not alone. You may be walking through the fire, but you are not alone. While God is stripping away the things that don't need to be there, He's also restoring you with the things and the people and the ideas and the resources that need to be there. And so I encourage you all, fix your crowns, y'all. I know it's been rough. I know it's been rough, but fix your crown, because better is on the way, right? It's just getting good, y'all. All right, y'all. That is my message for tonight. I just want to talk to you about that. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for getting on tonight. I do know that you could be doing anything else in this world right now, but I'm grateful that you decided to get on tonight and be with me and get an encouraging word. I hope that something that was said was helpful to you all. And next week, we do not have any resilience talks because it's Thanksgiving. And then the following week, I know on the flyer that I posted, it did say that we have. Thank you, Drea. Thank you. Yeah, text me. Text me. On the flyer, it said that December 2nd we have a lesson or we have a conversation. We don't because I have some holiday stuff that I'm doing. So I think we have about 2 more conversations for this year, which is crazy because we started this in freaking March and we've been going strong. So we only have 2 more lessons of the year, and I'll post it for sure. But thank you for everyone who got on, the people who always get on. It's always lovely to see you guys. And for those of you who are new who got on, thank y'all. I really appreciate it, and I'm grateful. I love y'all. I hope y'all have the most wonderful night, and I will see you guys in December. Yeah, I'll see you guys in December. All right, y'all. Have a good night.